Welcome back, everyone. For me, I have been in the search of 1/16 scale vehicles and smaller. Some of you may know that, and others of you may be clicking on the video for the very first time. Who knows? So here are technically 3 different manufacturers, but 4 different vehicles, and there's many more to get, and I plan on getting as many as I can, hopefully. So what do you get when you buy one of these little things? Here's a 1/16 scale rally car. It looks like the Toyota Yaris, in my opinion. WRC, Porsche 911. I forget the name of that, but it's a famous rally car. And then there is like a copy of the Hoonigan truck. They all got working headlights. I'm not going to demonstrate that stuff today, but they all got headlights of some type or sort. And then they all have a tail light by the rear diffuser. These two have a hard plastic spoiler. And it kind of has a little spoiler, and that one has a hard plastic spoiler and a roll cage, obviously. The tires on this one are more like a rally block tire, whereas the tires on the other 3 are more like a street strip type configuration. What do you get when you pay for it? It all depends on what you're looking at and what time you're looking at it. And if you're patient, you can find a good deal, such as that Eachine right there. I paid roughly $42 for it, and it came with an extra battery. They all come with the same exact plastic hard drift tires. They all come with a little bag of goodies, an extra like toe links or upper control arms or what have you. Same thing, extra body pins, Allen wrench. They all have the same thing. In fact, even the chargers look the same. And I wouldn't doubt for a minute that even the batteries are the same. Well, this one specifically says Eachine, but they just throw their own sticker on there. But the Eachine was probably the best value for the money in actuality. For about $42, you got an extra battery and a car, digital proportional steering, throttle, independent suspension on all 4 corners, of course on all 4 vehicles. But if you're looking for the best bang for the buck, this one here is made by SG Pinecone. That one has oil-filled shocks and adjustable toe links right from the box. This one here is Udirc, and it's a good brushless system. I paid roughly $85 for that one. This one here is about $103, $105 range. And this one here was about $90 some and some taxes, like $89.95 plus tax. Alright, so they can vary in price range depending on where you get them. This one came from USA Banggood, USA Banggood, USA Banggood, and A Main Hobbies. Now, most of the time, these are all relatively the same price. All 4 of the remote controls look the same, except for the little sticker they stick over the buttons. Right? They all have throttle trim, steering trim. Right? They all have the same shit on the top. They all have the same foam wheel with this little star. They all operate on 4 AA batteries. So let's take a look underneath. Now this one here is the rally car, and you can tell you get metal shocks and quite a bit more suspension travel. Right? That's just a front side brushless motor, adjustable toe, right? This one here, spring dampeners, not much suspension travel, kind of bouncy, more controlled, right? So, or even if you want some shocks, these shocks should bolt up to any one of those other ones, as well as the tires and wheels should go to any of these other ones. As you can tell, there's a white, but it's exactly the same as a black, which is exactly the same as that one. The only one that's different is the Hoona truck, or what I'm going to call the Hoona truck. 390 brushed motor, 390 brush motor with a heat sink, and this was the Eachine version. And then we got brushless Udirc, and then we have brushless SG pinecone. In my opinion, the pinecone, you just get a little bit better stuff. You're gonna pay a little bit more, but you get a little bit better stuff. And there is room in there if you want to go with a longer motor. And some of you may say, well, those aren't really hobby grade because it's very difficult to find parts for. I'm going to tell you right now, you're probably right, technically speaking. It is hard to find parts for, but if you buy two of them, like I bought two of the Eachines, so those lower control arms on that Eachine will fit that, and will fit that, and will fit that. The upper control arm will fit that one, will fit that one, and that one, and that one. So in the long run, it's cheaper to buy a second vehicle to use for a parts car, whether it's the ESC, the transmitter, what have you. Extra battery, extra charger, extra tool set, extra plastic wheels, you get it all. I mean, if you were to part source each and every component out individually, you'd be spending an arm and a leg. Now, I would like to have these tires, I think I'm going to do that, so I'm going to put these tires on the rally car over here. I think that just makes more sense in my opinion, and put those tires on the Huna truck. Since these ones here all have a fairly low center of gravity, what I'm seeing is a little bit different is the on-off switch. I'm not really seeing one here. Here's an on-off switch on the side. Here's an on-off switch on the side. There's not one here, and there's not one here. I'm sure it's on top of the all-in-one ESC, the little red button right there, I'm guessing. But anyway, they're all very cool, and I want to collect more of these. I think the next one I want to get is from ZD, Zulu Delta Racing. And it's another Porsche, but it's more of a touring car with an aluminum chassis. I'm curious if it's going to be more scale realistic than this one, or is it going to be more toyish, but from what I'm seeing on the websites, it looks more scale realistic than that. They all look pretty cool. The only one that looks funky, in my opinion, at least cartoonish, is this one. That one looks a little jokery or funny or cartoony. I don't know. It just looks a little goofy. But anyway. So there's a lot to pick and choose from in the 1/16 scale, and I think they're all really good in my opinion. It depends on what you want and what you expect out of it. New driver, probably something cheap with a brush motor. You really can't go wrong. Experienced driver, much faster vehicle, go with the brushless system. Alright, and then if you don't want to have to buy aftermarket shocks, I'd just go ahead and get the one with the aluminum shocks, which happens to be the SG Pinecone. In this particular case, a rally car. I don't know if SG Pinecone gives the aluminum oil-filled shocks in all of the vehicles or not, but I don't know. That is something you will have to look and find out for. But I hope that helps you guys out in perhaps determining a vehicle that you may or may not want if you're interested in this scale. This scale happens to fit my backyard much better than the larger 1/10. Have a good day.